Hello and welcome to Shnayim Mikra, the Torah translated. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. We're doing Parshat Tazria, the first Aliyah. That's Leviticus chapter 12, verse 1. And we're going to read until the end of the first Aliyah. Where's the end of the first Aliyah? Well, until we see that it says Sheni. And I'm going to read each verse twice with the Sfard cantillation, the Sfard trope. And then I'm going to read the translation in this version of this British translation of the Torah and Rashi. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el bnei Yisrael lemor, Isha ki tazriya, v'yolda zachar, v'tama shivat yamim, kimei nidat devota titma. Daber el bnei Yisrael lemor, Isha ki tazriya, v'yolda zachar, v'tama shivat yamim, kimei nidat devota titma. Rashi says, if a woman, or the verse translates, and the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a woman have conceived seed and bear a man-child, then she shall be unclean 7 days, as in the days of the impurity of her sickness shall she be unclean. Rashi says, if a woman has conceived seed, Rabbi Simlai said, just as the creation of man took place after that of every animal, beast, or fowl in the act of Genesis, so are his, that is man's laws, specified after the laws of the animal, beast, and fowl. If a woman conceived, the use of the word tazriya, conceived, is to include the application of these laws even if she bore a mashed embryo, a miscarriage. And in other words, if the embryo was mashed and became like semen, tazriya zera, the word for semen, and if it resembled semen, and because the embryo was mashed, still the mother is unclean as one giving birth. There's a certain period of impurity that the woman has to wait, has to go through after giving birth. The Rashi says, as in the days of the impurity of her sickness shall she be unclean, according to the law order of all of the laws of uncleanness, which is stated regarding a menstruant, she becomes unclean by the uncleanness of giving birth, even if the womb was opened without blood. Devota, the word devota, or dota, denotes something which issues, zav, do, from her body. Another explanation, it denotes a malady, a dava is malady, or sickness, quote unquote. It's not a real, again, pregnancy and birth is not an illness. Some hospitals treat a pregnant woman or a woman giving birth as if she's ill. It's not an illness, but it does bear the similarities of somebody who is ill. So her sickness denotes something which issues from her body. That's the devota, do, zav, do. Zav is like the dalet and the zayin are interchangeable. So it's a play on words. And another explanation is it denotes a malady, davar, sickness, for no woman sees blood without becoming ill. Her head and limbs become heavy upon her. Verse 3. Uvayom hashmini yimol basar orlatoho, uvayom hashmini yimol basar orlatoho, and in the 8th day the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. Verse 4, Ushloshim yom, ushloshit yamim teshev bidamei tahara, b'kol kodesh lo tiga, ve'el hamikdash lo tavo, ad melot yemei tahara. Ushloshim yom, ushloshet yamim, teshev b'dmei tahara, b'kol kodesh lo tiga, ve'el hamikdash lo tavo, ad melot yemei tahara. And 33 days shall she continue in the blood of purification. She shall touch no hallowed thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of your purification become fulfilled. Rashi says on verse 4, she shall continue. The term teshev denotes tarrying, as in Deuteronomy chapter 1, and ye tarried teshvu in Kadesh. And he tarried, vayeshev, in the terebinths of Mamre. That's Abraham in Genesis 13. The blood of purification, even though she sees she is unclean, she is clean, even if the woman doesn't see any blood, she's still in a state of impurity for 33 days after the giving birth of a male child. Blood of purification. So in the word bidmei tahara, there's no mapik, dot, in the final hey of the word tahara. And it is a noun like tohar, purification. So tahara is a noun, it's not a verb. Why do we know this? There's no mapik or dot in the final hey. The days of your purification, there is a mapik. So in the first time it says tahara in the verse, there's no mapik. And the second time it says ad melot yemei tahara, until the days of her purification become fulfilled, there is a mapik. So Rashi seizes upon this and he says there is a mapik in the final hey of the days of your purification. Yemei tahara means the days of your, so it means the days of your purification, and it is a verb. She shouldn't touch any hallowed thing. This includes truma, the priest's share of the crop. For this woman has bathed, she has bathed in a kosher mikveh, but must wait a long day. That is to say, she went to the mikveh for purification at the end of the 7 days, but her sun does not set to make you pure, meaning harav shimsha, as they say. The sun does not set to make her pure until the setting of the sun on the 40th day. Ve'im nekevat teled v'tama shivwayim kenidata v'shishim yom v'sheshit yamim teshev al demei tahara. Ve'im nekevat teled v'tama shivwayim kenidata v'shishim yom v'sheshit yamim teshev al demei tahara. I'm going to read that again because I didn't think it was good enough. Ve'im nekevat teled v'tama shivwayim kenidata v'sheshit yom v'sheshit yamim teshev al demei tahara. Translates, but if she bear a maid child, a girl, she has a girl, then she shall be unclean for 2 weeks, as in her impurity, and 66 days, other words, 60 days and 6 days, literally translated, she shall continue in the blood of purification. Rashi, does he say anything on verse 5? No, but there was more on the previous verse. On and he bathed. She said in the previous verse she had to wait a long day at the end of 7 days, but her sun does not set to make you pure until the setting of the sun on the 40th day. And which one is it? Oh, no. And on the morrow of which she brings after the 40th day, the morning after the 40th full day, she brings an atonement offering, a kaparat, for her purification. It says, Lo tigash, she shall not touch any holy thing. This is an admonition against one who eats, etc., as it is taught in the tractate Yevamot. So it's verse 6. V'malot yemei Torah leven o levat tavi keves ben shnato le'olah uven yona otor lechatat el petach ol moed el kohen. Uvimlot yemei tara leven o levat tavi keves ben shnato leolah uven yona otor lechatat el petach ohel moed el kohen. And when the days of your purification are fulfilled for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring a lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, and a young pigeon or turtle dove for a sin offering, unto the door of the tent of meeting unto the priest. Verse 7. V'hikrivo lifnei Adonai v'chiper aleha v'tahara mimakor dameha zot torat hayoledet lazachar o lanekeva. V'hikrivo lifnei Adonai v'chiper aleha v'tahara mimakor dameha zot torat hayoledet lazachar o lanekeva. And he shall offer it before the Lord and make atonement for her, and she shall be cleansed from the fountain of her blood. This is the law for her that bears, whether a male or female. Verse 7, Rashi says, and he shall offer it. This teaches that only one of them prevents her from eating holy things. And which one is it? It's the sin offering. If she hasn't brought the sin offering, she can't eat from the kodshim. For it is stated, and the priest shall make atonement for her, and she shall become clean. That which comes to make atonement, upon that does the purification depend. So where are we? Verse 8. Ve'im lo timsa yada desei v'lakcha shtei torim o shnei b'nei yonah echad la'olah v'echad lachatat v'chiper aleh hakohen v'tahara. Ve'im lo timsa yada desei v'lakcha shtei torim o shnei b'nei yonah echad la'olah v'echad lachatat v'chiper aleh hakohen v'tahera. I said it wrong the first time, so I'm going to read it a third time. I said tahara, and the verse reads tahera with its sere. The last word has its sere under the first hey. Ve'im lo timsa yada desei v'lakcha shtei torim o shnei b'nei yonah echad la'olah v'echad lachatat v'chiper aleh hakohen v'tahera. Translates, and if her means suffice, if she has enough financial wherewithal, not for a lamb, if she doesn't find that she has enough money for a lamb, then she should take 2 turtle doves, which are cheaper, or 2 young pigeons, this one for a burnt offering and the other one for a sin offering, and the priest shall make atonement for her, and she shall be clean. On verse 7, Rashi says, and he shall offer it. This teaches you, we already read that, so verse 8, Rashi says, the one for a burnt offering and the other one for a sin offering. Scripture mentions the burnt offering first only as regarded to reading of the scroll. But regarding the order of the offering, the sin offering precedes the burnt offering. Thus we learned in Zvachim in the chapter Kol HaTadir, everything that is constant. Now we're up to chapter 13. We have a few more verses till the end of Rishon. Chapter 13 starts. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe vel Aharon lemor. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe vel Aharon lemor. And the Lord spoke unto Moses and Aaron, saying. Rashi says nothing. V'adam ki yev or basaro se'et o sapachat O vaheret v'hayav or basaro lenegat zarat v'uva el Aharon hakohen o el echad mibanav hakohanim Adam ki yev or basaro set o sapachat o vaheret v'hayav or basaro lenegat zarat v'uva el Aharon hakohen o el echad mibanav hakohanim translates, when a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising or a scab or a bright spot, and it becomes in the skin of his flesh the plague of leprosy, then he shall be brought unto Aaron the priest, or unto one of his sons the priest. Rashi says, a rising or a scab, etc. These are the names of plagues, suspected leprosy, and are whiter, and one is whiter than the other. Baheret is a bright spot. In other words, spots. Baheret, there's a number of white spots on the skin. In Old French, it's the word tay. And similarly, it says in the book of Job, chapter 37, Bahir hu vashchakim. Bahir hu vashchakim, and it is bright in the skies. Bahir. So bring it unto Aaron the priest. It is a divine decree that the uncleanliness of the plagues of Nagaim and their cleanness is determined only by a priest, by a Kohen. Verse 3. V'ra'ah hakohen et hanega bo'or habasar v'se'ar ba'nega hafach levan u'mar'eh hanega amok me'or b'saro negat saratu v'ra'ahu hakohen v'timei oto. Again. V'ra'ah kohen et hanega bo'or habasar v'se'ar ba'nega hafach levan u'mar'eh hanega amok me'or b'saro negat saratu v'ra'ahu hakohen v'timei oto. Verse 3, and the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and if the hair in the nega be turned white, and the appearance of the plague be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy, and the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. Rashi says, and if the hair in the plague be turned white, at first it was black, and it turns to white within the plague. The minimum of the hair is 2 hairs. So if it be in the deeper than the skin of the flesh, Rashi says every appearance of white is deep, and the appearance of anything lit up by the sun is deeper than that of the shadow. Every appearance of white is deep, just as the appearance of anything that's lit up by the sun is deeper than a shadow. And the priest shall pronounce him unclean. He shall say to him, Tameh ata, you are unclean, for white hair is a sign of uncleanness. It is a divine decree. Verse 4. Ve'im baheret levana hi ba'or b'saro va'amok en mareha min ha'or usara lo hafach levan v'isgir hakohen et nega shivat yamim ve'im baheret. Again, ve'im baheret levana hi ba'or b'saro va'amok en mareha min ha'or Usa'ara lo hafach lavan, v'hiskir hakohen et nega shivat yamim, ve'im baheret levana hi ba'or basaro, va'amok en mareha min ha'or, usa'ara lo hafach lavan, v'hiskir hakohen et nega shivat yamim. Rashi says, and the appearance thereof be not deeper. Again, that's the translation of the verse first. And if the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and the appearance thereof be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof be not turned white, then the priest shall shut him up, shall close him up, that hath the plague for 7 days. And the priest will close the one who has the nega for 7 days. In a domicile. Now, the verse 4, Rashi says, I do not, when it says, and the appearance thereof be not deeper, is not deeper. I do not know its explanation, since the appearance of white is deeper than that of the surrounding skin. So Rashi is perplexed by this. And again, the wonderful thing about Rashi is when he doesn't know something, he says it. V'hisgir, and he shall shut him up, close him up in somewhere to live until his plague passes, somewhere outside the walled cities. So he, the priest, shall shut him up in one house, and he shall not be seen until the end of the week, and then his signs will determine his state. So this is like an ancient confinement to prevent the spread of disease. Verse 5. V'ra'ahu hakohen bayom hashvi'i v'hinei hanega amad be'enav lo fasa nega ba'or v'hiskiro hakohen shivat yamim shenit. V'ra'ahu hakohen bayom hashvi'i v'hinei hanega amad be'enav lo fasa hanega ba'or v'hiskiro hakohen shivat yamim shenit. And the priest shall look on him on the seventh day, and behold, if the plague stay in its appearance, and the plague be not spread in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up 7 more days. Rashi says, in its appearance, be'enav denotes here in its appearance and its original first size. The be'enav means the way it looked and the way it looked originally. Then the priest shall shut him up 7 more days. But if it had spread during the first week, he is declared irrevocably unclean. He is a leper, muchlat, until his status changes. Muchlat is, here he translates irrevocably unclean. Now I'd like to know if that means forever or just for a longer period of time. And we've always finished with the verse. The next verse says, V'ra'ah hakohen oto bayom hashvi'i shenit v'hinei keha hanega v'lo fasa hanega ba'or v'tiaro hakohen mispachati v'chibes bagadav v'taher. That is the first aliyah of Parshat Tazria.